13 actors with terrible lives in 2024 and why. Number 13. Orlando Brown. In 2007, Mr. Brown decided to take a break from Tinseltown and become a successful musician. However, he failed and began getting into trouble in 2016. In February of that year, he was caught stealing in a parking lot. In June 2016, Mr. Brown was arrested in Las Vegas for possession of drugs and drug paraphernalia. After police were called to his home for a domestic disturbance, he failed to appear in court again and was captured by bounty hunters. In December 2022, homeless Orlando Brown threatened his brother with a hammer and knife, prompting police to arrest him. Number 12. Amber Heard. You wish to do, would you like to hit me again? The Amber Heard vs. Johnny Depp conflict culminated in 2022 after a public live stream trial. Amber was found liable for all three defamation issues raised by her ex-husband and ordered to pay $10 million, with $5 million later reduced to $350,000 as punitive damages. Johnny Depp, on the other hand, was told to hand over $2 million to his ex-wife in compensatory damages for defamatory statements made by his attorney. Ultimately, though, Amber Heard paid Johnny $1 million, and both parties agreed that to be a fair exchange. But the expenses of what could arguably be the trial of this decade brought Amber Heard so perilously close to bankruptcy. And in case you all need reminding, the Spanish-speaking Amber Heard has since moved to Spain with her daughter, with reports suggesting that she is done with Hollywood and plans to make Spain her permanent home. Number 11. Shia LaBeouf. Shia has been a prominent figure in the Transformers franchise for years, making an impact on films such as Dumb and Dumberer, Indiana Jones, and The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Fury. In June 2014, he began sexually and physically abusing patrons and staff at a New York theater. He was arrested for criminal trespass, disorderly conduct, harassment, obstruction, and public intoxication in July 2017. During his July 2017 arrest, he insulted police who had arrested him. Shia's addiction, abuse allegations, and public arrests have cost him jobs and could lead to extensive blacklisting if he loses the sexual assault lawsuit brought by his ex. Number 10. Armie Hammer. 10. Armie Hammer social network the Lone Ranger in movies like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and Call Me By Your Name. Armie Hammer showcased his talent and impressed critics. However, in early 2021, he posted messages on social media about perverted fantasies and fetishes, including cannibalism and blood drinking, which garnered attention. The Armie's wife has called him a psychopath and accused him of grooming underage girls. His ex-girlfriend has said he abused her mentally and emotionally. Despite this, the LAPD has declined to charge him, citing insufficient evidence. The Mind has been forced to pose for a mugshot. Number 9. Amanda Bynes. This child actress used to be a Nickelodeon princess and fresh from all that was made the focus in The Amanda Show. But addiction happened, and it has predictably led her down a long and dark road, messing up her legacy to the point that giggles and snickering are all that her name inspires these days. In 2013, Amanda Bynes got charged with driving under the influence. In 2013, she got nicked for smoking weed in the lobby of her apartment, of all places, in February 2022, with this being granted a month later. But in March 2023, she had a psychotic break and wandered a Los Angeles neighborhood in her birthday suit for hours before calling the cops to come get her. Number 8. Gary Busey. Gary has $500,000, $1 million to his name, which by Hollywood standards would be considered broke, and is facing charges of criminal sexual contact in the 4th degree for acting inappropriately at a New Jersey Comic-Con last year. Just a week after being charged, he went to a park and apparently fondled himself. A helmet or a lack of one is almost 100% to be blamed for all this. This guy got an Academy Award nomination for the Buddy Holly story and was in A Star is Born, Lethal Weapon, Undersea Gen, Lost Highway. But his life effectively came to a stop when, in December 1988, he had a severe crash that permanently damaged his brain and very nearly killed him. It also made him prone to impulsive thoughts and actions, anger and delusions of grandeur, and practically removed his mental filters to the point that he became widely known for acting extremely odd. Number 7. Sheen. Sheen, I Feel His Pain, leading to Hollywood blacklisting. His daughter is also on OnlyFans, so where did Charlie get it wrong? Well, he started thinking he was indispensable in the movie industry and began shoving all sorts of mood-altering substances up his nose and down his gullet. In 2011, while undergoing what seemed to be his billionth rehab, he said he had tiger blood, Adonis DNA, and that sort of thing. In 2015, he revealed his HIV-positive diagnosis and the fact that over the previous 4 years, he'd have paid over $10 million in hush money to people who knew of it. But he was sure tight-lipped over the fact that despite being fully aware that he was HIV positive, he kept on having unprotected intimate encounters with as many girls as he could persuade into his bed. In 2013 alone, he had spent at least $1.3 million on sex workers. And for that and more, a fellow like Burt Reynolds rightly or wrongly felt that Charlie deserved his HIV-positive diagnosis. Number 6. Mac Allison. The reason for Smallville star's imprisonment since September 2021 is that rather than attending one of the prestigious acting schools for which America is renowned, the woman felt unworthy and decided to refine her personality and skills through a depraved sex call. Allison Mack wasted no time leading several subgroups and gaining the founder's attention. In 2015, the NXIVM had assigned Allison Mack to oversee a covert subgroup whose goal was to provide him with the appropriate kind of sex slaves. These women were also starved because the head of NXIVM preferred very thin women who were also subjected to physical abuse, isolation, and coercion to be intimate with the head, who in turn rewarded Allison Mack with cash and other desirable items. This is one of her eerie recruitment videos. The course of it's amazing that the FBI intervened and ended the entire operation in April 2018. Allison was finally given a 3-year sentence, a slap on the wrist for her testimony, and a $1.75 million fine for the NXIVM head. Number 5. Belle Drake. Belle Drake, having said that, I'm not flawless. Actor and musician Drake Bell is best known for his role in Nickelodeon's Drake and Josh. Drake's victim publicly accused him of sexual assault. Mark was arrested for the crime in 2021 and accused of sending inappropriate messages to an underage girl on social media shortly after he changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. According to Ling Fell, other women who had dated Drake had experienced similar abuse, and he had allegedly been intimate with several underage girls, some of whom he may have even sexually assaulted. Drake made suicide threats, vanished momentarily in April 2023, and his wife then filed for divorce. Number 4. Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong, in his debut role, starred opposite the fearsome T-800. His audacious and sublime performance in that mega box office hit something that made him a very hot star, and he parlayed that into appearances in a string of successful movies like Pet Sematary 2, American Hearts, and Little Odessa. However, this century hasn't been kind to Edward Furlong. His drug addiction has ruined his appearance, diminished his acting skills, and prevented him from reprising his John Connor role in Terminator: Rise of the Machines. Due to his bad reputation, the producers were so cautious that instead of giving him a script and putting him in front of the cameras. Number 3. Jussie Smollett. Jess comes from a family of actors and kicked off his acting career while still a kid. Bit parts were all he could initially snag till this slow but steady rise to the top culminated in his being cast in Empire, opposite screen stalwarts like Taraji P. In December 2021, he was found guilty on 5 of 6 counts, and in March the next year, he was given 150 days in the county jail plus 2 years of probation, and was asked to pay $120,000 to the city of Chicago and fork over an additional $25,000. Number 2. Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey, I've made adjustments in my life, and ask you to join me. Kevin Spacey has won multiple awards, including 2 Academy Awards, 4 Screen Actors Guild Awards, a Tony Award, and a BAFTA. However, in 2017, he was accused of sexual assault by nearly a score of people. Kevin Spacey, under trial in Britain for sexual assault against 3 men, has been asked to pay over $30 million for violating the House of Cards' sexual harassment policy. He suggests killing others with kindness, and if someone does something you don't like, kill them with kindness. Number 1. Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby, known as America's Dad, has been praised for his wholesome and humorous entertainment for decades. He has won numerous awards, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2002. With Bill Cosby accused of child sexual abuse, the public gained the courage to speak out, leading to the cancellation of the shows and the revocation of his medals and degrees. Due to the statute of limitations, he was only charged with sexual assault of one woman and received a 3 to 10-year sentence, which was later overturned on appeal. One fan called him the worst human being ever. Did you like it? Tell us what you think of the video in the comments section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting videos.